I thought we played well offensively. I thought these two played well. Enrique had a really great game, just so efficient. 10 shots for 26 points or 21 points. That's an amazing statistic, I think. Just a great job, plus 7 rebounds in addition to that. So really, really good game. Marina, we wanted to get the ball to Marina to get her on the free throw line. She's a great free throw shooter. Hit a nice three at one point when we really needed to score. And I thought we went to Enrique when the game got tight, and she hit at least 2 field goals in a row. So really pleased with the offense. I think defensively we just have so much work to do, and most of it is just attitude. I think we've got to get the attitude that we want to defend. And if we can find 5 people to do that, we're going to be really good.
Muffet, is that the part where you're up 10, you're up 11, looks like you have an opportunity to put them away, and all of a sudden they go on an 8-0 run, and it happened multiple times?
Yeah, it happens all the time. We just our mindset is we're going to outscore you. We don't care how many points you score. We're going to score more, and it's a terrible, terrible mindset to have. We don't have that in us. You know, I think Michael Johnson does, but you know she's out right now. I think Allie Patberg does. And Lindsay certainly does. So, you know, we got 3 guards right now that can really get up and defend. And unfortunately, we can't play them all together right now.
How do you go about instilling that?
You know, I've tried subbing, and that doesn't work because they know they're going to go back in. And so it's been really difficult to find somebody that really just wants to defend, rebound, and show that toughness, taking charges, getting loose balls.
How much of an Achilles heel can that be, especially like down the stretch?
Well, that's why we're 19-3 and not 22-0. I think that's the reason.
When it was tied late in the second quarter and then in the fourth quarter, you brought in Kat, and there were some immediate results.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have won the game without Kat. She showed so much toughness. She was really in a lot of pain. The shot she made at the end of the shot clock was huge. She's just such a good facilitator at the high post in the offense. We know she can get a rebound. I mean, she only played 9 minutes, and you know, she 2 assists, no turnovers, 4 points. So really helped us tonight.
Pre-game, what was your plan with her?
I was not supposed to play her today. I could use her, you know, if we really absolutely had to. And we got to that moment on the bench. I looked at her, I said, "I'm sorry, are you ready to go?" And she said, "Absolutely." So she was definitely ready, but definitely in a lot of pain.
How difficult is that high post to play? Because I know Jackie was struggling a little bit there, and like I say, Kat, that's what Kat does for a living.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what is it about that high post?
Well, you know, it's a lot of experience, I think. I mean, she's just got the experience. You have to have your back to the basket, be ready to turn around, see a double team, find somebody that's open in a matter of seconds. I mean, you cannot be indecisive. And freshman, I think the definition of freshman is indecisive. You know, I think it's just a really tough spot for them to be in. No matter, we worked on it for a couple days, but you know, you can't just go through that for 5 minutes and learn it as Kat has done.
Marina, what do you guys have to do defensively, you think, to turn things around and be better on that end of the floor?
I think we need to have a little bit more effort, like trying to get through screens a little more, not just being lazy, like being more aware of what's going on defense, and kind of just like Coach said, like want to defend instead of just saying like, okay, we scored, so I guess they can score too. We'll come back and score.
Do you feel you guys are missing that I don't know, attitude, but the right word is to put your foot down on an opposing team's throat when you're up double digits?
I think it's like sometimes we have it and sometimes we don't. It's like really inconsistent. So I think that we really need to just bring it every single time and really want to defend.
What made you guys so effective on the offensive end, especially the first half with Brianna barely in there at all?
Oh, well, Enrique was making her shot, and she's really good from the big point line and stuff. So she got us going on offense, and I think people were attacking better. You know, I think we were just making our shots.
The 3 was back today.
Okay.
Better than 50%, I think. They don't give up a lot of points.
I think it's the most points anybody scored on all year.
Yeah.
But you know, playing at home, I thought if we could figure out their traps, we'd be able to get open shots, and if we could make them, we'd be able to score. I didn't think we'd be giving up 74.
Were there some mistakes down the stretch? It seemed like you were getting a little frustrated there.
Yeah, you know, I thought that the fouling the three-point shooter was something that is uncharacteristic of our defense. And then we tipped the ball around to them a couple of times for layups, and I was wondering if we were going to get an assist. on that basket or not, because we gave them so many shots late, you know, it was kind of a skirmish in the lane, and, you know, we just couldn't grab the ball, and, you know, we needed to get everybody in there rebounding, and, you know, Allie fell down, you know, trying to get through a screen. I mean, it was a comedy of errors down the stretch. You know, we made some mistakes against Duke, I thought, worked on some of those, but you just, you know, we gotta get the young players really to be able to secure the ball.
That was my next question, is that kind of just part of the process when you're playing, you know, Allie and you're playing Jackie so much, and you just kind of figuring that all out?
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd hope going into February that you would have already figured that out. Allie, really, she's just come along lately, so I think she has, you know, not as much experience as the other two, but, and I think Aaron's doing a good job. You know, so I think it definitely, they need experience. We're trying to leave them in the game, but it's hard. It's really hard.
Muffet, you guys were 21 of 32 from the free throw line, and that was considering you made a bunch in the final 30 seconds or so.
I was disappointed, yeah, with I mean, you can't go up there and make 1 out of 2. You know, you really have to be able to make free throws, and that's why our game plan was give Marina the ball. I mean, she's our best free throw shooter, her and Aaron, so we definitely wanted to look for her in all those situations, and, you know, they're gonna try to take her away and foul the not as good free throw shooter.
This puts you now dead even with Florida State 8-1. It's one at a time now. The result that you got today is what you had to have.
Yeah, every game's important, and that's another thing that I think this team understands that. You know, every game, we have to go into every game with the mindset of, you know, this game is the most important game on our schedule because it's the next game. And, you know, back on the road again, which we've had a lot of experience. So we got to be ready to go.
8-1, considering in the ACC, considering all the ups and downs of the season, is that a pretty good place to be, considering everything that's gone down?
You know, it's better than being 1-8, but it's not as good as being 9-0. You know, I think the problem with the game is just like in life. Like, you don't get a second chance all the time. So you have to be ready every game. And when we look back at NC State, we weren't ready to play that game. And so that could haunt us. You know, the Tennessee game got away from us in the fourth quarter. I mean, those kind of mistakes come back to haunt you when it's time for the NCAA tournament. And, you know, if you learn from them, great. And I think we've learned a lot more from the Tennessee game than the other games. But we definitely need to be on it every single game.
Did you see a step today in being able to close out a game? Do you consider today closing out a game at the end?
No, I did not.
I know you're thinking now, not down the road necessarily, but more than 3/4 of your points today were freshmen and sophomores.
Yeah, they're talented. Yeah, they're really talented. I mean, they are offensive All-Americans. I think we've got a lot of offensive All-Americans.
On the defensive end, doesn't the motivation to play defense, the effort, does that need to come from your leaders getting on the younger players?
I think Lindsay's trying to do that. I mean, she's in every huddle saying things like that. But I think we're just not there yet.
Does like Kat, Bree, do they need to help out Lindsay with that?
They do. They do. They could do more. But Lindsay's voice is one that really carries the weight.